I remember my next encounter was with a 23-year-old man, and I was 16. And I didn't understand that that was predator-like. You know, he was 23. He should not have been sleeping with children.
Amber searched her whole life for a place where she belonged. Her 16-year-old mother put her in foster care when she was a little girl. Eventually, a Christian family adopted her, but something was missing.
I was searching for acceptance. I was searching for unconditional love. I was searching for protection and safety. Unfortunately, really feel like I had that at home. There was just something said in me that, family was not safe. I lost my virginity when I was 15, and my boyfriend at the time broke up with me on the phone. But I couldn't tell my family that, this really horrible thing, I'd given myself to somebody and they had broken up with me. So that was really difficult. From that point, I remember my next encounter was with a 23-year-old man, and I was 16. That happened for a little while, and then I started smoking weed. And when my parents, really discovered that, they had asked me to move out.
Amber dropped out of school, moved in with friends, and started working. Then she started using crystal meth and was unable to maintain her job. She ended up on the street.
I just found myself using my body sexually to provide shelter so that I wouldn't be sleeping underneath bridges, using my body for food, but it was really for shelter and the feeling that somebody loved me, even though it was a different person, sometimes, two people in a day.
Amber quickly lost her identity as every moment became about surviving to the next, no matter what it took.
I think what pushed me to complete brokenness was sexual assault. The people that were sleeping with me did not care. They were using me and discarding me. Even portraying love to me, knowing what I wanted and giving that for a moment, and then as soon as it was over, it was just gone.
Amber eventually checked herself into rehab, but her past and desperation for love plagued her.
I ended up marrying somebody who was 13 years older than me, and I thought to myself, he'll make a good husband. Like that was my motivation, not I'm in love with this person, we have this great connection. I was just like, he'll keep me safe. In that relationship, he did not want to have sex with me. So as opposed to everybody wanting to take that from me, now I had somebody who didn't want it, but he was my husband. So I was being rejected by my husband.
Despite their struggles, the couple had a baby boy. But her husband continued to be distant physically and emotionally. Amber tried to fill the void with an affair. She ruined her marriage and fell back into the cycle of failed relationships and abuse.
I just shattered into a million pieces. I felt like I was walking around with a sign on my head that said, "Rape me, I have no value." Couldn't stop imagining throwing my blow dryer in the bathtub. My son, who's 2, is sleeping in the other room and he's expecting me to wake up and make him cereal. And it wasn't enough. It really wasn't. I just wanted to die. I wanted everything to be over. The constant sexual assault of your body really breaks somebody. I was angry at God. Why even give me life if this is the life that I'm gonna live? That's what led me to the decision that I was gonna denounce him and that I did not believe that he existed anymore. Somebody had told me about a church and I didn't care. I was like, whatever church is gonna be, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna disrupt the service and I'm gonna denounce him just like I professed him with my mouth.
But she stopped in her tracks when she heard the pastor speak.
I allowed the service to happen because I felt like God spoke to me. I felt like he saw me.
Amber rededicated her life to Christ and started a long path to healing.
And so as hard as it was, life did not get easier. All of that came forward. I lost my marriage, I lost my home, I lost 50% of the time with my son, and then COVID hit. And I was isolated in a condo by myself. And so I went to what brought me comfort before and spent most of my time, having sexual relationships with people because it brought me that comfort.
Amber caught herself spiraling again and put a stop to it. She had discovered her true value and with God's help began to break the cycle.
I just began being obedient with the next right thing, with the next thing to do. I began to cut people out without explanation. I'm like, are you helping me come to the life that God has called me to be, to the vision that He has put in my life, to the dreams He has given me, in spite of my sin, in spite of my shame? And if the answer was no, I just cut people out.
Now Amber has a new outlook on life and is grateful for her new identity in Christ.
I would say to people that are going through what I've been delivered from, find a way to seek God with your whole heart. Because if you seek truth, you will find it. In trauma is pain. But He's there. He is there, and He's weeping with you. He's grieving at what's happening, but He can rescue us. He will rescue us. He was in my mess with me. So I don't have to face this world alone anymore, and that's why I can keep going.